Hi there, you guys. This is Dragon Ball and Cartoon Fan 2004 here with yet another tier list video for you guys, and this will be another big tier list for the channel. This tier list will be one on Cartoon Network cartoon shows. Yep, this one will be one on Cartoon Network cartoon shows of all time. From the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s. Why not a bunch? Cartoon Network cartoon shows of all time. Even though I don't have every single Cartoon Network show, even though I don't have every single Cartoon Network cartoon show on this tier list, that's probably mainly because there's still a lot of Cartoon Network shows that I haven't seen, but I still grew up watching Cartoon Network a lot, as this tier list is making obvious. I grew up watching Cartoon Network a lot, and, I love Cartoon Network. I'm a big fan of Cartoon Network, as I've said before in the channel, and yet, Nickelodeon and the Disney channels are cool too, but oh my gosh, yeah, they're definitely not as cool as Cartoon Network in my opinion. Yeah, those channels are cool too, but Cartoon Network is definitely my favorite of the three main kids channels, and it'll probably always be, even though admittedly now I think that current Cartoon Network isn't really that good, and yeah, a lot of the time, like apart from Sundays, a lot of the time I only go on Cartoon Network on TV now strictly for The Amazing World of Gumball. But still, I think Cartoon Network. I still think Cartoon Network used to be great. They used to have a lot of great shows and whatnot. And yeah, it's a shame that they're not really pumping out that many great shows anymore. But hey, they still pumped out a lot of great shows over the years. And yeah, in this video, I'll be going through my Cartoon Network cartoon shows of all time tier list. But before I start this list, please note that my opinion has changed a lot, so the list might not be permanent. And and yeah, there's some opinions. Yeah, this tier list will prove that there's some opinions on this tier list that are definitely not the same as other opinions I've established in previous tier list videos, and I'll go more into that in this video. And also, if you guys want to, you can tell me in the comment section down below what you think of my tier list, how your Cartoon Network tier list would go, and whatnot. Yada yada yada. Okay, so with all that being said, let me do a run through this list because there's a lot of shows on this list. I'm not gonna give a description for every single show on the list because that would take way too long. But still, I'll run through all these shows and whatnot, and share with you guys my opinions on them and whatnot. And yeah, let me get this. Okay, let me start this. Okay, so starting out at S tier, regular show, Ed, Edd n Eddy, The Amazing World of Gumball, Adventure Time, Total Drama, even though the picture is just strictly from Total Drama Island. But I think with this picture, they're referring to all of Total Drama since they have the other two Total Drama shows on here. So I'm pretty sure they're referring to all of the seasons from the original show with that. Yeah, but yeah, moving on. Sonic Boom, The Looney Tunes Show, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. All top tier, great, awesome shows. Awesome shows, and easily among the best shows of Cartoon Network in my opinion. Love them all. And at A tier, Total Drama presents the Redonkulous Race. Okay, now this one would be at S tier, but the only reason why it's at A tier is because it only has 26 episodes. If it had more episodes, it would be on the same tier as the original Total Drama. Yeah, because I love it like I do with the rest of Total Drama, except for Total Drama Rama, obviously, which I'll get into more later. Okay, but continuing on with A tier, Codename Kids Next Door, Chowder, 16, Mad, Courage the Cowardly Dog, The Garfield Show, Young Justice, Camp Lazlo, Cow and Chicken, Clarence, Two Stupid Dogs, My Gym Partner's a Monkey, Teen Titans, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, Johnny Bravo, Samurai Jack, the original Powerpuff Girls show, Almost Naked Animals. Yeah, I know, a controversial pick. A lot of people would put it at a way lower tier, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really fun show. Dexter's Laboratory, We Bare Bears, which is, in my opinion, like the last Cartoon Network show to come out that reached above that I would put above B tier. And yeah, this show came out in 2015 too, so yeah, long time ago. But yeah, continuing on, Ben 10, Mucha Lucha, and The Secret Saturdays. All really good shows too, but of course not as great as the shows I have at S tier. Yeah, but yeah, continuing on, B tier, Johnny Test. Yeah, Johnny Test. Let me go more into depth with Johnny Test. Okay, Johnny Test. Even though this tier list isn't, even though I don't have all these shows ranked from worst to best, because obviously that'd be way too hard, I think out of all the shows I have at B tier, I would probably put Johnny Test at the top, because, I have a lot of fun memories watching it as a little kid. And yeah, I used to watch Johnny Test all the time as a little kid, because, it was on TV all the time, on Cartoon Network, and I loved it. And, yeah, and I did rewatch a bit of it off of YouTube. I did rewatch a bit of it off of YouTube. Like, every episode of Johnny Test is on YouTube, uploaded onto YouTube in good HD quality. And I did rewatch a bit of it off of YouTube. It's still a good show, but yeah, it doesn't really hold up as well as it did before. Like, I guess I could agree with most people that, it could use less sound effects and whatnot. And yeah, but it's still a good show, though. But I know a lot of people hate the show and will put it at lower tier, and I can understand why. I think it's a fairly hated show. Apple and Onion, underrated show, even though I don't think it's great. Pixels, Mixels, yeah. Steven Universe, yeah, I used to think it was an A2 show, but looking back, it's just a B. It might be close to A, though. Craig of the Creek. Yeah, I didn't watch the show until like I didn't watch a full episode of the show until like a few months ago when I was watching a little bit of it at one of my little sister friends' house, and yeah, I thought it was good, but no good, not good for any more than like 2 episodes. Yeah, definitely far from the best of Cartoon Network, but it's still good though. Still good. Justice League, yes, I know a lot of people would put it at a higher tier, but for me, yeah, not the biggest fan of superhero cartoons, though it's still a good show, though. Dragons, again, I'm sure a lot of people would put that at a higher tier, too. But still, I thought it was okay when I watched it off of Cartoon Network as a little kid. OKKO, Let's Be Heroes, Uncle Grandpa, Star Wars, The Clone Wars, yet another show I'm sure a lot of people would put it at a higher tier. But yeah, not the biggest fan of Star Wars, although I think it's okay. But yeah, I thought The Clone Wars was an okay show, though. And there's also the Lego Ninjago show. Okay show, just like how the movie is. And I saw that movie in theaters, too. C tier. Okay, this is the only show at C tier, and this will probably be the most controversial pick on this list because I know a lot of people love this show. It's their childhood, and would put it at a higher tier like A or S, but I'm sorry. C tier. Batman the Animated Series. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but that's right. Batman is only at C. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've said this before. And yeah, I also stated this opinion on my cartoon shows of all time tier list video too. And yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to get into the show. I tried, but I'm sorry. I can't. It's not a bad show. It's not a bad show. It has some cool things about it. Like, I love the theme song and whatnot. It has some nice character designs, and a nice animation. But still not my type of show. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Just mid, just a C tier for me. Although a lot of people love the show, and I can totally understand why. And people can love it all they want. But for me, not my thing. Continuing on. D tier. Teen Titans Go. Total Dramarama. The Ben 10 2016 reboot. Baby Looney Tunes. Wee Baby Bears. Annoying Orange. The High Fructose Adventures of the Annoying Orange. And the Powerpuff Girls 2016 reboot show. Okay. Now, okay, Teen Titans Go. Yes, I know a lot of people would place it at F, but just like in my 2010s Cartoon Network shows tier list video, I'm only putting it at D. I know I used to think it was F tier, but looking back, it's not as nearly as good. I mean, it's not as nearly as bad as people say it is. I think it's a really overhated show, and yeah, I think it's a bad show, but I think it's definitely not terrible. Definitely not terrible. There's far worse shows out there. And there's some cool things about Teen Titans Go, like the Night Begins to Shine episodes, especially the first one. The first Night Begins to Shine episode is pretty awesome. And yeah, it can be funny at times, but still, yeah, I still agree with people that's a bad show. Though I think out of all the shows at D tier, I would probably say it's the best because, again, nostalgia, since, I did used to love it when I was a little kid. But then, like, when I was moving on to the 5th grade, I hated it. I hated it so much more. And for a while, I thought it was F tier. But then, like, over a year or two ago, I started to think that, it's just a D tier show. It's bad, but nowhere near as bad as people say it is. And also, yes, I know Baby Looney Tunes is a D tier. Yes, I know. A lot of people love that show, too, and we'll put it at a higher tier. But for me, I don't like Baby Looney Tunes. And yeah, to be honest, even though it's Looney Tunes, I don't really get why people like this show so much. I mean, do they think it's cute seeing the Looney Tunes characters as babies or something? Like, I don't understand the appeal of the show. Like, I remember watching a bit of it, like, as it was airing on TV, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I really don't get why people like Baby Looney Tunes. Like, seriously, I think it's a pretty bad show, pretty cringy, and I can't believe this show is getting more praise than the Looney Tunes show, if I'm correct. Wow. But I mean, like, I know we had different opinions and all, but wow, still, that's crazy. I mean, like, it's not a terrible show, but still, you want a good Looney Tunes reboot show, watch the Looney Tunes show. And as for Annoying Orange, this is yet another one of those shows I used to love when I was little, but looking back at it, it's pretty cheesy. It's a pretty cheesy and bad show. Like, it's not awful. The human character, I forgot his name, the human character is a really good character. He was a pretty cool character, and I say at least he's who keeps the show from being at F tier. Although I don't know if I would still put the show at F tier if it weren't for him, but still, that human guy is definitely the best character in the show. Yeah, if the show is worth watching for any reason, it'd be for that guy. But still, he doesn't make the show good. Looking back, the show's pretty cheesy, and it's pretty bad. And yeah, I guess I can see why I liked it as a little kid, but looking back, yeah, it's a pretty bad show. And now, moving on to the F tiers. Problem Solvers, Secret Mountain Fort Awesome, Secret Mountain Fort of Awesome, whatever the heck that show's called, and Unikitty. Yep, all terrible shows. Terrible. I think Unikitty would be my least favorite out of those 3 shows. Because again, like I said before, it's like I think of it as Cartoon Network's My Little Pony, and yeah, all terrible shows. And again, 2 of them are shows I used to like. I used to like it when I was little. So yeah, more shows that don't hold up well. But yeah, that's my tier list, you guys. This is my Cartoon Network cartoon shows of all time tier list. Yeah, this is my tier list. What do you guys think of it? You can let me know in the comment section down below if you want. And with all this being said, I don't really know what else there is to say. I've made my opinions clear enough. So yeah, with all this being said, I'm just going to drop the video off from here. And yeah, with all that being said, that's all for this video, you guys. Bye, everyone, and thank you all for watching this video.